Y'all ready? Put the hat on, flip the pen on. We clocking in, let me show you something. Hey, hey, clocking in, showing up, no slackery. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Hey, red apron on, that's the strategy. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Dust up the chef hat, bowl like a queen. Wake up late night, chase a food dream. Phone charged up, got the ring light clean. Factory shift, baby, heavy whipped cream. Boom, bad beat while the grill goes. Pots get hot and the sauce gon' drizzle. Step in the line, make the whole place wiggle. Big fork moves in the waistline jiggle. Clocking in, showing up, no slackery. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Red apron on, that's the strategy. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Mac on the stove, butter in the pan. Cornbread stack, call it thick with a plan. Hot like a wok, don't stop my hand. I'm the boss of the sauce, you a sous chef stand. Spatula flip with the wrist, no pressure. Kitchen my runway, apron my dresser. Late night grind, but the check feel fresher. Fat bitch factory, big vibe, no lesser. Whip it up, flip it down. Take a bite, pass it round. No scale, no shame, we cook loud and free. Big beat, big eats, factory energy. Clocking in, showing up, no slackery. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Red apron on, that's the strategy. Where we at? Fat bitch factory. Clock out, never that. We keep serving extra sauce, extra fat. Boom bap, baby, that's the recipe. Fat bitch factory.
There we go. Now you can hear me. Wait. Alright. I have my cat. He's being extra needy. So hopefully you can hear me, but I can't lean too far forward. He's all wrapped up. Here. He's being extra needy today. Yes. I know. It's a hard day. It's a hard time being a little white cat, isn't it? It's a rough day. You wake up and your people don't feed you at 7 a.m. You gotta get everybody up early and then they ignore you because it's not when you get fed. And then when you do get fed, your food magically vanishes because you snarf it all down. And then you have to eat dry food for the rest of the day. It's a rough day. It's a very hard day. I know. Anyway. So. That was from... Pin that while it's there. That song was from Aren't You Exhausted? I have cat hair all over my face now. Cat love. You should have that song in your head all day, smug and smarmy. Good to see you, by the way. Your cat's mad about daylight savings time. He's off even with daylight savings time. He just decided he needed to be fed stupid early this morning. Hey, Traditional Revolutionary, good to see you. I know, all domestic cats have such hard lives, full of suffering. There is a hole in the bowl. Do you not see it? He even has an automatic feeder. Are we done? You getting adjusted? What are we doing? Do you need more tucking? What? This thing takes me forever to put on. Can you at least sit in it for like 20 minutes? All right. I'm gonna pull that out. I don't really want that. Tap. All right. So here's my idea. Hence the quickie. Yeah. Here's my idea. Kim's on me. I want to put a video out. I want to put my final video out. I look like shit. I want to put my final video out on the topic. Can you not be so clingy? I'm going to talk loud. And I want to put my final video out on the Rachel topic. And I recorded it yesterday.
my long form video. But that was, excuse me. Hi. But that was before I watched Charlie's video, and I don't have a lot to add to it from Charlie's video, and I hadn't watched Zachery's video. Are we done? What are we doing? No, we're just adjusting. Okay, cool. This is really not comfortable for me, but whatever. Oh, OSHA. Wow. I am so done with OSHA. Oh, OSHA. You mean so well, but you complicate my life so much. Oh no. What happened, Dainty Hernia? Anyway, before I get completely distracted. Anyway, so I wanna just quick skim through, because I watched Charlie's thing last night. I caught the last half of the premiere, and I want to skim through Zachery Michael's video. I've caught 5 minutes of it, and I really do mean skim, because I really only want to be on here for, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half. I do just want this to be kind of a quick thing. If this goes well, I might do these more often as kind of a members only thing, if this goes well. If it doesn't, then I don't know. We won't do it again. So we'll see. All right, you're getting down now. All right, no, you're not. All right, fine. So we'll see. What do you want? Use your words. Anyway, dudes are the worst at overfeeding cats. My partner does not overfeed the cat. I probably will overfeed the cat. I am probably the worst at that. Because I will feed them to get them to leave me alone. Let's do Zachery Michael. Okay, you're gone now. Bye, see ya. Anyway. Yeah, it's just a mini live. We're not going to be here for all day, because I do want to edit and get a video out today. And before I finish the editing on the video that I recorded last night, I want to look over this stuff. How do I not have Zachery Michael in my search? All right. Oh, there he is. There it is. Nope, not that one. All right, back that up. Yeah, I really did only get about 5 minutes into it. All right, well, you know. Seslavai. There we are. I was in Pulpy's live last night. I didn't know Pulpy watched me. That's amazing, by the way. I feel really special. Yes, we always approve of feral chat. You really like... I've heard good things about Zachery's video, and I got watching the first 5-ish minutes of it, so I would like to watch the rest of it. I just feel... Feed gravity. Free feed gravity feeder for my cats. It works for them, but I know some cats would abuse that. Oh, yeah, my big tabby cat. I can't... They have a time feeder, so it spits out a certain amount of food at intervals throughout the day, but that's food for all 3 of the cats. So, and the bowl is never empty. I think if it was just the tabby, I think he would eat all the food, but I think because he's very like protective of his babies, the other two cats. But I think if it was just him, he'd probably overeat. But because he's a big boy, he's the biggest of all of them, and he's just a tabby. Freedom. Foodie's in the hijab again. Interesting. All right. So this is Zach's video. I am going to speed it up. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing. I probably will skip around. Foodie live with her hijab back on. It's crazy girl world this week. Full moon. It is a full moon. Yes, it is the Taurus supermoon for those of you who care. And here's my Fat Bitch Factory mug for those who can't. You can't really see it. This is the big mug too. I wish it was like bigger. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. He's being sent to the round corner. We're sending Allie to the corner again. Be nice to Allie. Never put Allie in the corner. She likes it too much. Allegedly, it's a skirt worn as a tube top. I have no idea what's happening right now. Foodie is your safe space. Tea with unicorn. That's terrifying. What does that say? The blue eyes, thick thighs, and housekeeping. That's a great name. Welcome to the undergrads. Mwahaha. Everybody, I've got the names going, and I've got top chat. I apologize. Let's turn that on to live chat now. Before I get yelled at. Yes, I did say Taurus moon. I think it is technically the hunter moon as well. But astrologically, it is the Taurus moon. Taurus. Maybe Foodie got tired of people talking about her hairline. I was born from the corner. Alright, anyway, let's get back to this. With unicorn, blink twice if you need help. Yeah, right. Somebody called therapy today for tea with unicorn. Oh, shit. Alright, anyway, this is Zachery Michaels. I'm sure everybody's seen this. Oh, no, wait, maybe not. This is only 17 hours old? Oh, shit. I apologize. But I'm gonna watch it anyway. I don't typically do that. My cats are knocking things over. I don't typically do that. Today's Wednesday the 5th. This went out yesterday on the 4th. November the 5th, by the way. I hope everybody voted. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. Yes, Mercury is actually in retrograde. You guys are good. You got this. You got the full moon. You got Mercury in retrograde. Mercury's in Gatorade. We're doing this. You guys are nailing it. What else? Is Jupiter's doing something, I think, or Saturn. One of the big planets is doing something. I don't remember. I kind of stopped paying attention for about a month, and now I'm kind of behind. I'm not one of the big gurus. I just check the websites. As long as the Gatorade is fruit punch, it can be whatever punch, whatever Gatorade you want, except lemon lime, because that's awful. What does Taurus full moon signify? Well, Taurus full moon is actually supposed to be a very stabilizing and grounding full moon, because Taurus is an earth sign, and it's a grounding and stabilizing earth sign. I can't remember if it's fixed or not, but it is the counter to Scorpio. And Scorpio is a fixed water sign, but it is the counter to Scorpio's more emotional side. So there you go. But enough of that. All right. Anyway. So apologies to Zachery for watching this without a full 24 hours elapsing, but here we are. I wanted to get this. I want to watch this. And since I have watched Charlie Gold's video all the way through, and I have not watched Zachery's all the way through. I want to do this one first, and then we'll jump into Charlie's at the end. So you're not feeling very stabilized. You need to go get some pink opal, petrified wood. What is it? Green onyx. What are the other two? I can't remember.
Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel.
Hey, Porcelain Requiem, good to see you.
Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I am back again. And today, I just want you all to
Yes, put the
prepare
crystals on the porch,
yourselves
yes.
for some potential Zachery Michael hot takes, or maybe it's not a hot take. Maybe my takes are right along with where everybody else feels. But I may be discussing, here, how about this angle? I may be discussing something that maybe folks didn't anticipate me coming on to Al Gore's internet to discuss. And that's to discuss the latest drama with Rachel, who is an Amberlynn Reid reaction channel, and how I really feel like Girl World frequently doesn't know where to draw the line when it comes to internet drama. And this drama with Rachel really symbolizes that, is a great example for that. And I think leads to some good discussions we can have about like what y'all want this space to look like.
You have a toad carved out of pink opal? That's amazing. Pink opal's rare. Well, I mean, it's not like rare. It's just rare for people to even know what it is. That's amazing. Toads are great, though. That's a great little like animal totem to have, especially for a Taurus moon. Ah, you guys thought you could catch me, didn't you? I mean, one of you is going to throw something at me that I can't fathom, but this is your first live, that one girl. Cool. Welcome. I hope it pans out.
Like now, since I haven't been in Amberlynn Reid world, and
I don't think
to
I said
be
hi to
clear,
people, I'm
the
sorry.
focus of this is not Amberlynn Reid for me. I think Amberlynn Reid and her ex, maybe not ex, Tommy Salami, Emily, is they're both awful. Okay, so please, I know sometimes we don't do a good job in this quarter of the internet in terms of like thinking outside of the black and white. There's some gray area here where we can discuss how somebody else made some like really poor choices, and also.
This is why I like Zachery. Like, I don't watch Zachery's content regularly. As you can see, I'm not subscribed. I'm not subscribed to a lot of reaction channels, though. And as I say, it's nothing personal. I'm just not subscribed to a lot of channels. It doesn't mean I don't watch them. I'm just not subscribed. All right. And we can talk about Jawbone because I am actually apparently subscribed to Jawbone. Surprisingly. I didn't realize I was until I went to go make my video last night. Anyway, my point being, I really like Zachery and Zachery's takes on things because when it comes to Girl World, 9 times out of 10, Zachery and I are on the exact same page. It's like we share a brain cell. And Zachery here saying that people want to think in black and white, but it's not. It's shades of gray. Like 100% behind that. And we're going to hit K again.
Also still acknowledge that Emily, Tommy, Amberlynn, both bad people. But because I have it.
Oh, no, Jennifer, you have insomnia. Melatonin? Not everybody can take melatonin. It works for me, though. I am not a doctor. Just telling you what works for me.
And around, I might have to explain some gaps in info in case y'all haven't.
Why does OSHA think I need to know the history of toxicology? No wonder Haswhopper is 40 hours. Oh, my God. Oh my God. That's like 2 weeks. Oh, McKenna, I am so sorry. God, the last time I had to do OSHA, I think mine was only 10. And I did have to learn some weird shit. I'm like, I just dig holes, man. I don't need to know about like toxic waste. If there's toxic waste in the hole I'm digging, I'm not getting in it.
I've been keeping up with some of the stuff regarding Amberlynn, which a lot of drama actually has been because of Rachel, because of receipts that Rachel has produced, has dropped, etc. And so because of that, you do sort of need to know a little bit about Amberlynn in order to be a part of this conversation. Fair. If you're not familiar with who Rachel is, she's a British YouTuber who seemingly joined Girl World commentary just in this past year. It looks like she got started doing a lot of this as I was like trying to get the fuck out. She also really prides herself on having a philosophy degree and brings that up a lot in conversations in regards to Amberlynn Reid and or other content creators that she covers on her channel.
Here's the thing about Rachel bringing up her degree. And this is something that people have reminded me about mine. And I do compare myself to Rachel a lot because she and I do come from not the same, but similar academic backgrounds in that we both have like degrees that don't get you a lot unless you pursue higher forms of said degree. But my point being, I've been hearing people come after Rachel for mentioning her degree a lot. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword in that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of a thing. Because people, just on my end, people get cranky when I mention it. People get cranky if I don't mention it. It's like there's no happy medium, you know? And like right now, I'm sort of, I guess, defending Rachel, but I'm more defending myself, honestly. Right now, Rachel's getting attacked a lot for mentioning that she has this philosophy degree. And it's kind of, I feel it's kind of unfair and unwarranted because unless it turns out that she just doesn't have the degree, and I don't know, I'm just taking her at her word because I don't have a reason. Well, okay, maybe I do have a reason not to trust it, but I don't currently have a reason not to believe that she doesn't have a degree in philosophy. I really don't. And I'm not suggesting that she doesn't. What I am saying, though, is like people coming for her for mentioning that she has this degree and trying to build a channel around that philosophy degree. It's rough because if she didn't mention it and tried to do the philosophy thing, people would come after her for it. If she does mention it, people come after her for it. So it's just kind of like, I just want to point out to people that like, there's no winning when you try to do something like what she and I do, where we take our degrees and we apply them in weird ways to girl world. So it's just kind of like, I guess I'm trying to defend myself through defending Rachel, I guess is where I'm kind of coming out with this. And I'm just trying to point out to people that like, it's weird to try to apply anthropology to the Amberverse in the first place. And it's weird trying to apply philosophy of any variety to the Amberverse, even though there's legitimate reasons and legitimate ways to do it. It just comes off weird when you look at it at the surface level. And it's even more damning when you fuck up like this. You know, because now everybody is, hey, I learned to save the wrong species. Welcome to the undergrads. Mwah. It's even more damning when you fuck up like this and everybody pulls everything you've ever done into question, right? So, and I don't mean to be ignoring the chat. Hey, Kicking Geese, it's good to see you. Hey, Rosemary. Her Boiling Point. I'm sorry if I'm calling people by their @ names. It's YouTube. Hey, Idiot Witch. Tiny Blue Quickie. Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying that title. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I'm hearing it a lot. And I have also heard people being like, her supposed degree. I don't have a reason to question it. So until given a good reason to question it, I mean, I hear people comparing her to young dumb Honeybun, who did not actually end up having that degree. So there is a possibility. But I don't know what comment said, but she accidentally attracted too smart an audience. Well, I mean, that's kind of the goal, to attract the smart audience. I think people are responding because Rachel is, yeah, okay, I just went over the young dumb honey bun. I'm sorry, I was drinking coffee. Stupid YouTube it names kicks it. See, I don't go into it assuming that my audience is dumb. I've never assumed that Girl World is stupid. I was a philosophy major, didn't finish, and people even like to act like I'm being smug when I mention that. Come back here. I'm being smug when I mention that. I think there's sometimes insecurity when others mention some of the heady subjects. Maybe. I think, and again, I'm not saying this in a rude way. I think people put undue weight on people who hold degrees. Like, I get questions in the comment section sometimes about things that I don't have any like authority on. A lot of times there'll be questions about like psychology and stuff. I don't do psychology. I
anthropology and psychology kind of like rub shoulders. We share terminology. We share some theory, but anthropologists are not psychologists. I don't do that, and I can't make that kind of I don't do diagnoses and that kind of a thing. And that's why I try not to diagnose on my channel, because I don't do that. And sometimes I get asked other things like, do I think something's a cult or something like that? And like fat acceptance, do I think fat acceptance is a cult? I don't know, because I don't do that. That's, again, another branch of psychology. There is an anthropology of cults, but I also don't do that. So, there's just like I think sometimes people put too much weight on the fact that you have a degree of any variety. And also I think sometimes people, like, they hear that you have a degree and they just assume that you're like a doctor, like you're a PhD or something like that. Or you tell somebody that you are a PhD or you have a master's and they just assume that you like know everything. And it's just like, nah, man, I stopped. I did my 8 years and I was like, done. So there's things like that. I don't know if it's necessarily insecurity, but I do know that sometimes people do get insecure. Anyway, I think the big failing here is assuming that the audience is dumb, and I think Rachel did that.
Prior to her doing Girl World content, it seems like her most successful content was related to the piercings that she had, or some knitting, crocheting, yarn type of videos. And I honestly feel like all of that is cooler and a more niche subject than talking about Amber Lynn.
Jennifer says, in my personal opinion, when it's constantly brought up, like with Rachel, it starts to feel like a sense of authority, and it's Girl World. Come back.
I do see a world, I guess, where maybe you can't sit and talk about the holes in your face forever. I don't know if that's like a super sustainable
not
content area,
stuff,
although I don't know. I also don't know if Amber Lynn is a super long-term sustainable content area either. Now, a lot of people are talking about her most recent drama on the internet, and I do think that's important, and that's largely what we're here to talk about today. But it's important to note that the only other thing I even know about Rachel is that this isn't the first time she's had some kind of fuck up on her channel where she's made a really poor choice. Months ago, she posted a video called Amber Lynn Reed's ex, parentheses, Emily, has said something scary. And she posted this video on her channel. You can't see it anymore. That's why I'm showing a screenshot that is literally of when somebody shared the actual video in my Discord. So you can see it did exist once upon a time, but she did take it down after lots of feedback and criticism from her community.
Hey, Preston, I didn't see you sneak in.
Basically what happened in this video is she talked a little bit about how some anonymous person that she referred to as A, just the letter A, came forward and had all of these receipts from Tommy that suggested that Amber Lynn was very abusive to Tommy. Rachel ended up receiving a lot of backlash about this because people were frustrated that this A person seemingly manipulated Tommy.
I did not realize this was 5 months ago. I knew this had been recent. I just didn't realize how short amount of time it had been.
Into sharing this information about being abused by Amber Lynn. They misled Tommy. They made her think that they were friends and things like that. And people were upset that Rachel protected the identity of A, but seemingly didn't care about exposing Emily's abuse, even though Emily didn't necessarily know she would be sharing that with the internet audience. And granted, there were also things at the time where people are like, well, why is Emily just sharing this with anybody on the internet? And maybe that's fair, but also that's for Emily to decide who she shared it with. And people were like, ultimately, she didn't know that she would be sharing the story with somebody who was going to go share it with Rachel to post all over the internet. So like I said, she ultimately privated the video and made an apology on our community tab. She said, "Hi everyone, I've just privated my recent video. I realize this is very much too little too late. I got blinded by how badly I wanted everyone to know what Amber had allegedly done, which was stupid and misguided with hindsight. Thanks."
Yeah, 5 months ago. So when this happened, I made a statement at the time, and I said, you know, I approved of how Rachel handled the situation because I felt like it was a mature way to handle the situation. And that was pretty much my statement, because this was the first time. And Rachel's channel was still pretty new. It was new to reacting. Let me put it that way. Her channel is not new. Like, my channel's not new.
but it's new to the reacting world. Like, it's only 2 years old. Yeah, Jennifer, philosophy does have a fairly robust ethics theme, which makes her choice interesting. Yeah, I mean... Anyway. Anyway. Going back to this, though, I did not realize how short of an amount of time had elapsed. Yep. Between this first instance with A, who... There is a good argument going around that A may have actually been Rachel. And that's just speculation, but... And then this current kerfluffle with the Discord. And people have asked me what the other... I think it was Curly for You, or maybe it was Socrates, didn't say that. Asked me what were the other 2 F-ups. This was the first one. The second one is the... paying Emily for information, and the third one being very quickly on the heels of that one being the Discord. The Discord itself is not the F up, it's what occurred in the Discord. So that's 3 fairly major things all in a row. I did not realize how close those 3 things really had been. I just remember them occurring. So there we are with those. So but yeah, there's a theory going around that A was possibly Rachel. Again, I don't know, but I mean, sock accounts exist, so sock accounts exist. Rachel's admitted to being skeevy about it. And I will use the term skeevy. You don't really think it matters if A is Rachel? The fact that the rumor is gaining traction is telling enough. The fact that the rumor is gaining traction shows how little faith people have in Rachel right now. So, or it shows how much... How badly the reputation has been damaged, I suppose I should say. I like the word skeevy. I hope I can use it. I hope there's nothing wrong with the word. I like the way it sounds. Huter says, I really want to hear Snowflake's take because he's obviously gotten info out of ALR's exes, but I don't think he would go. I don't think Snowflake's going to say shit, to be honest with you. All right, let's see. I want to jump ahead a little bit. Like I said, I really am just going to jump through these, and it's... He's going to talk about her numbers. I don't know where Rachel's at as far as her following. And these are people... people's responses to that.
The personal people that are in her life. For example, her Aunt Tammy returned to the internet, which, by the way, Aunt Tammy was around years and years and years ago whenever...
True. All right.
View-wise, like hundreds of thousands of views. At one point, Rachel released a video of receipts is that her maybe allegedly ex-partner Tommy/Emily is sliding into the DMs of reaction channels like Mr. Snowflake and Rachel. In particular, Rachel had a lot of receipts from Tommy about Tommy and was churning out several videos about them, okay? And they were performing well view-wise, like hundreds of thousands of views. At one point, Rachel released a video that included a voice note that came directly from Tommy, so you got to hear Tommy's experience from Tommy's own voice. And then shortly after, around this time, there were...
Pookie-chan, so she's lost approximately 10k subs. Okay, so the last number I saw was roughly 11. So 11k, so it looks like she might be leveling out. That's a lot. That's 11k in like 3-ish days. 3 going on 4 days. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's gotta hurt.
lots of privacy claims being made on videos from other Girl World reactors or even I think Aunt Tammy herself that were seemingly specifically about Tommy. So there was lots of conversation and discussion about like Tommy regretting it all, Tommy maybe being back with Amber Lynn. Even Amber Lynn was starting to take down some videos that she spent like ragging on Tommy and things like that. She made a whole community post about Tommy and things like that. So lots of people were like, oh, Tommy regrets this. Tommy's back with Amber Lynn.
Oh, smug, really? That's awesome. You know, I talk about my mods and how awesome they are. Kim sent me a bunch of really good things, good sources on the intersection of journalism and YouTube YouTube creators trying to enter the journalism space without being journalists. I think I worded that correctly. Anyway, I got some really good resources from Kim, and Kim wants me to do a video on that. And I think it's a good... Kim is common sense, by the way. I think it's a good topic to talk about, especially now. Children, what are you doing? Kitty, kitty, kitty. I think they're just playing. Yeah, they're just playing. Okay. I mean, every field... Okay, here's the deal. Every field has ethics. Allie, you do lots of good things. Every field has ethics. And every professional field has ethics. And usually every field has a board of ethics, typically. And you try not to violate those because bad things tend to happen. If even if it's just as minor as your reputation gets trashed. And you really don't want that because it makes it hard to exist within that field, right? I mean, I can't speak directly to journalism because I never went into... I took some classes back when I was an undergrad, but I never pursued journalism as a career. But I can think of like what would happen in, you know, archaeology and anthropology if I were to just be like, fuck it. And just, you know, go balls to the walls. Because I've watched it happen to other people. And it's rough. So I can only imagine that's what would happen in the field of journalism. And I know philosophy has got to have the same kind of a thing. It might be a little more wishy-washy just because it's philosophy and they kind of encourage out-of-box thinking. But this is not the same thing. Right?
There's lots of stuff going on. And when this happened,
hey,
Rachel also happened to take down her video with the voice note from Tommy.
Oh, Jesus, I love that so much. Oh, I need that. I need that on a bumper sticker.
When Rachel took the video down, she posted it on her community tab and said, "Hi all, Emily has withdrawn consent for her voice to be used on my channel. To avoid any further issues or privacy concerns, I privated my previous video. Many thanks for the continued support of my channel." So it's really interesting. That's really interesting because if you read that, then you're probably thinking, wow, like Tommy is going around and she is striking all these channels or putting in privacy complaints, whatever the verbiage language is there, and Rachel's just another victim of that. However, a few days later, Rachel comes out with a post of her own about the situation, stating that she would expose her own fuck up. She says, "Hey guys, I'm exposing my own fuck up below for transparency. Obviously there was a fair bit of context which I left out of my last post after I privated my last video with Emily's voice note. Basically, Emily gave me the voice
I see you, bad banana.
notes, screenshots, and a clip, which I ended up not using. It was not the rage video. And I had consent to use them with no strings attached. Prior to this..."
Alright, now, here. I have a problem here. I have a problem here because according... Unless I heard things completely wrong, which we will go check in a second. We'll hear in a few minutes anyway. That's not true. This whole... Okay, we haven't quite gotten there yet. Rachel is going to say here in a second... where are my glasses? I very stupidly offered Emily that if she was willing to give me these receipts, talking about actual receipts, I would split the AdSense on that separate finance-related video with her later. Later, once the voice note video was well underway, Emily asked me if we could just split the AdSense from the voice note video instead of the finance video one, as she felt it made no difference. I don't think that's right. See, I heard something different last night.
I could say a lot of stories of what I went through.
Charlie had a whole section back here that she put in just specifically for this. Sorry, gonna be quiet for a second. Allie, make sure everyone behaves themselves. What exactly do you mean by characterization of the timing and nature of the agreement? The agreement was made before the video was uploaded, and you confirmed that more than once. Yeah. Both of these people are talking like they're fucking speaking through lawyers. I hate when people uptalk. I share my personal story and details with you under the agreement that I would be compensated. That was part of the understanding from the start, and you assured me multiple times that I would be. I also made it clear that without that agreement, it would not be worth it for me to share something so personal and painful. You went forward, used my story publicly, and then decided after the video was posted, to take the agreement back. That was not acceptable. You shared private information about me under a false sense of trust and benefit. That is not about speculation or donations. It's about ethics and respect. You assured me multiple times that I would be under the agreement that I would be compensated. That was part of the understanding from the start. You assured me multiple times that I would be. I also made it clear that you went forward, used my story, and then decided after the video was posted to take that agreement back. I'm sorry, the way this is worded makes it sound like they had always had the agreement that that Emily was going to get paid. I mean, yeah, card princess, an abuser lecturing you about ethics, but I mean, promising to pay anyone and then going back on it is, Demi Bird does. I think that's Taylor. I think your name's usually Taylor. Sorry, I was mumbling. Possums. I apologize. The last video did that to me too. All the excuses and sweeping things under the run had me wanting to call her. Ugly laughs watching with Starbucks. Did you bring Starbucks for the class? It sounds like she had said. It sounds very. She said. Yeah. I also question if the first video with info provided by A was this agreement. I mean, an agreement is an agreement. It seems like they probably had a tacit agreement without details until the video had a format. Travis.
Taylor's close. I have to guess. YouTube's not giving me people's actual names. Will break for plants. That's amazing. All of this should be probable. Why can't we just see the original agreement? Because I'm going to bet there's no actual written original agreement. Eats classroom fish to hide the evidence so teacher doesn't catch me. Ew. But yes. Omen says Rachel also mentions deleting some of her messages to Emily. Yeah, convenient. I think Jawbone will mostly be left unscathed because he says, I am what I am without an apology. Yeah, I'll talk about Jawbone. Y'all might not be happy about my take on Jawbone. I believe that Emily is exceptionally cunning and it was two people manipulating each other. No, I think so too. Educated and useless. Useless. Sorry, my lisp comes out. I wonder if they had video chats. Probably. Jawbone is kind of bitchy, yes. I'm so confused. I was doodling in my journal. Are you going to use your journal as evidence later? Emily should have the messages, though, right? Yes? Ruby Skies? I'm sorry. In the end, Rachel became the AB-er by victimizing a known victim. Well, that's true. Rachel does classify... Rachel is the one that classifies Emily as the victim, which makes Rachel just as bad in her acts. That's true. By Rachel's own accounting. So Rachel is the one that identifies Emily as the victim here. That's not Emily doing that. Jawbone is born to the poo molded by it. The primordial poo. I don't think we're insulting Jawbone in any way here. Rachel was probably trying to get that BPD meltdown video. I could care less about that damn video, to be perfectly honest with you. I could care less about the video we've seen. Jawbone can be a D-bag. What do you guys call it? Bellhead? As he said, but I still don't appreciate being condescended to. Feelings are facts. No, they are not. Feelings are facts. We learned that. No, stop it, all of you. Oh my god. Writes in journal. I definitely didn't steal any classroom. So gross. Kept prize. You say for me. Which is yuck is 1, non-disclosure about potential fund transfer to M2, then coming out and seemingly due to the fact that things will come out, and then 3, spinning the narrative. I mean, it was an attempt at CYA, and clearly it did not work. I'm looking forward to reactors actually reacting to the lolcows instead of us watching them slowly transform themselves into one. Yeah, I'm trying not to. Yeah, thank you, Kicking Geese. I don't care about that video at all either. Yeah, that video is not cool. That video... Okay, look. I 100% believe that's how Amber acts. That's not the issue. The issue for me is that's not how Emily acts. Because Emily was the one recording that. And Emily knew she was recording that. And I've already made myself very clear on how I feel about Emily and how I feel Emily is a manipulator. So, put the rest of that sentence together on your own, knobhead. Yes, knobhead, but there was a bellhead or something like that. I don't really look. I got nothing against Jordy. I really don't. But I don't care to watch any more videos. I don't care to watch any more videos. See any more screenshots, hear any more voice messages from Emily. Honest to God, Emily can just go away. I do not care. I
I will not cover anything else from Emily unless something truly jaw-droppingly amazing or truly earth-shattering happens, which I highly doubt is going to happen. I do not care about Emily from this point forward. This isn't even about Emily, to be honest. This is about Rachel. Emily just happens to be part of this story. And I don't care beyond this point. Hey, Socrates didn't say that. You made it. I mean, I'm not over Tammy. I just kind of wish that court case had gone forward, and only because I'm interested to see how these sorts of things go through court. I mean, I don't hate Amber any more or less. I just am tired of Emily. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, Vinny the Pooh. I know most reactors wanted that video. I understand. I mean, I get why people, especially reaction channels that do that kind of content, like Jordy's channel. And again, nothing against Jordy. I know why they want that video. Bell end. Thank you. Sumerian gang signs. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, Theo. Yeah, no one cares. I am on live chat. I am on live chat. Who did I miss? I know I'm missing people. I'm sorry. Well, and then there's that Woma. She seems to have a pattern of profiting off super morbidly obese women. Or at least trying to. I deserve dessert. Why? Because I'm craving it. Go for it. We are all adults here. According to my metrics, anyway. All right. So that's Charlie's video. Anyhow. Let's see. What else have we got here? We don't need to read over that.
Some of my hot takes start, but if we're so desperate for tea in this community that we're willing to put money in the pocket of somebody that the community at large considers a death feeder, is it really worth it? And Rachel's narrative surrounding that's so confusing. She wants to help Emily, who she thinks is a victim, and in many ways is a victim of Amber Lynn's, right? But then says, I would never give money to somebody like that. Well, you did agree. You did make a deal with the devil, Diva. I don't understand how now that you are caught up in all of this, now it's like, oh, you all know I would never do that. Well, you did offer. You did offer. I just want to say I spent nearly 8 years on this platform consistently covering Amber Lynn to some extent, and I'm not trying to be holier than thou, okay? I understand that everybody comes into this corner of the internet with different morals, different values, and some of y'all think I'm too kind, too nice, and some of y'all think I do too much, and I'm just giving my opinion for you to agree or disagree with. So I'm not trying to be holier than thou, but I am trying to say you don't have to pay anybody to make content about Amber Lynn's behavior, because one thing I never did in my 8 years of covering her is pay side characters money so that they would give me tea or receipts. The one thing about Amber Lynn is that she almost always tells on herself. And I think a thing I really struggle with in this community is that there really isn't any need to go any further than some of the shit she says herself, because she almost usually always tells on herself in some kind of way. And when it comes to the ways that she allegedly treated Tommy, we already know she treated other partners that way. We've heard it directly from back on their own channel, from Destiny on her own channel, from Casey. I mean, even throw in Erica/Valentine if you really want to. We know how Amber Lynn treats the partners in her life. And I want to go back to her last fuck up.
Not to be rude, but I've been saying this. I have been saying this shit since this Emily crap started.
Rachel's last fuck up, where she talks about how she's taking this feedback on board. And remember, people were upset that this tea was
Hi, Mad Mads. I don't know if I said hi when you came in. And Azalis? I'm sorry, I can't say that. It's too many Z's. My brain will not let me say that word. But hello, hi, glad you came in.
Received in such a manipulative way. And I just want to say I do think it's manipulative for Rachel to initially offer money for these receipts to Tommy and then not follow through on that. And to be clear, it's not that I want Tommy to get any money, but if the only way you're getting this information is because that's what you offered, I do think that is very manipulative. Especially when you're saying that you're doing this in the name of like helping and supporting victims of domestic violence. But perhaps even more glaring in this situation is Rachel inciting Beck and the money that Amber Lynn owes them.
Zach, I don't want to read into Zach being possibly upset, because I don't know, but Zach's not wrong, right? Zach hasn't said anything, in my opinion. Zach hasn't said anything wrong here, and Zach's getting ready to invoke the whole, like, why the fuck are you mentioning Beck in the first damn place? Which I think almost everyone who has gone in on this has said. However you feel about Beck, nearly everyone I have heard has said, why are you even mentioning Beck? Why are you using them as a shield? So nearly everyone I've heard has said that. So, and it sounds like Zach's gonna do the same thing here. Zach had to learn from his mistakes in Girl World. Rachel should listen. Right, Socrates didn't say that. Yeah. It almost feels... Is that appropriative? To make videos propping Tommy up as a victim and offering to pay when Beck has been called an e-beggar for asking for mutual aid because of Amber. Yeah. And if you're joining the Discord, listen to comment. There, the bot will kick you if you don't do what the bot says. And that's nothing personal. It's just how the bot's set up. And also didn't share Beck's Cash App. Yeah, I mean... I think you'll like what Zach's going to say about Beck. It's along the lines of what you've been... That's what I'm saying. Like, I like... When it comes to instances like this, I like listening to what Zach has to say because Zach and I are almost always on the same page. And I like having Zach say what I have to say because Zach's got a 169k subscribers, so it's just like, it's nice having my voice amplified. Zach doesn't know who the fuck I am. It's just nice having someone else say what I've been saying. It just feels like my voice is being amplified, even though I know Zach has no fucking clue who I am. It just feels vindicated.
As some sort of like justification for why she did all of this with Tommy in the first place. So when she tried to put a band-aid on this situation by saying that she'd once again donate money to a DV organization, the comments were not having it. And they encouraged her to instead give that money to Beck because quite literally Rachel incited Beck's name as an excuse for doing all of this. Also, to be clear, and this is important for further discussions in this video, Beck has been experiencing a lot of very serious ongoing medical issues that they have been very open about sharing on their community tab. In Rachel's eventual response that we'll get to, Rachel acts like there was just like a singular post that Beck made about this and Rachel had no idea or something like that. I don't know. It was very confusing why Rachel was acting brand new about what's going on with Beck. Because as somebody who's not even in the Amber Lynn space right now, like, I've seen Beck's posts. So Rachel does...
I take that back. I know Zach knows who I am because Zach and I have had exactly 2 DMs with each other. So that means we're best friends and we are going to be married soon because that's how that works, right, Rosie? So I know Zach knows who I am. I just don't think Zach watches me to the point where Zach feels the need to amplify my voice, if that makes sense. So I know Zach knows who I am. That came out wrong. So there's that. I just don't think Zach watches my content religiously enough to make a video specifically to amplify my voice. You know, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I like watching Zach when instances like this pop up, because Zach and we share a brain cell enough that, I mean, I have literally been saying this shit, you know? So it's fine. I like this because it's cathartic.
Come out with another Amber Lynn video
Tiny
after
Zach.
this apology is posted on
My
her
new
community tab.
parasocial
And a
best
video titled
friend.
Amber Lynn Reed's new live stream was bad. She does at the very beginning of it say that she'll be donating the money to Beck after all, and that she'll post receipts when she's done that. In her most recent video that she just uploaded last night, she goes on to say that she's trying to reach out to Beck, hasn't heard back from Beck, and would love to get in contact with Beck just to make sure that the money actually gets to them.
Just put it in the Cash App and shut the fuck up. Though, I don't know how much you can dump into Cash App at one point, because 3.5K, I don't know if you can dump that into Cash App all at once. I don't know how these things work without that setting off a red flag or something. Either way, figure it out. Because at this point, if you don't give that money to Beck, man, you may as well just not even come back on the internet.
So, as many of you probably know,
Rosie
things
Amber
didn't
will
stop
come
there.
after
And I gotta be
me
honest,
and
whenever I
Zachery
was seeing this go
actually
down,
friends.
even just at this point, I was considering
DMs.
commenting and making a video about it because it just really was wild to me that we were out here giving Emily, Tommy, the death feeder, the person that we've all said was bad for Amber Lynn for so long. And somebody's out here just giving money just to get some, like, receipts and tea that they could post on their channel. Like, it felt very weird to me. But also, to be honest, it seemed like some people, at least at that point, were still split. There were people that were still seemingly defending Rachel's decisions to offer money and then take the money back and this, that, the other. And so I was like, girl, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to comment on it. Like, maybe I don't want to be a part of Girl World in this way because I'm not trying to argue with people. And at the end of the day, whatever Rachel does in this space is Rachel's decisions, right? So yeah, with all that being said, some of you may be on the same page as me, agreeing at this point, like, that's real fucked up. And some of you may be thinking, so what? What's the big deal? Everybody wanted the tea and Rachel got it. But I think before you make your final opinion about what happened, it might be helpful to know about some of the conversations Rachel was having behind the scenes leading up to making this decision to ultimately give the money to Beck.
This, for me, is where the biggest fuck up happened. But also, a few of you have asked me about my opinions on Hecticana and Jawbone, because back, I don't know how many months ago, well, 2 months ago? Because that's the last time I watched a Jawbone video. I had to do my own research. A couple of you asked me about my opinions, and because roughly 2 months ago, YouTube's algorithm changed, and YouTube started promoting small channels. I don't have a problem with that. I enjoyed getting smaller channels promoted to me. They're doing it again. I'm getting a lot of really cool, smaller reaction channels again. I'm really enjoying them. I'm not promoting anybody this time, though. I unfortunately have been bit in the ass too many times. And so as much as I am enjoying some of these smaller reaction channels, I am hesitant to promote anybody right now. So that's unfortunate. But YouTube is doing that again. And I am enjoying the channels that I'm watching. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. But my point being, you guys have asked me about Hecticana, and here's my thing. Hecticana is in a little bit of hot water with me. Not that they should give two shits, but honestly, it has nothing to do with the Rachel stuff. The Rachel stuff isn't helping, but Hecticana's take on another topic was not my favorite. And the way he decided to, like, fix the situation was not great. I don't, like, hate Hecticana or anything like that. So I had unsubscribed to Hecticana a while ago, not because of that, though. I had just gone through and unsubscribed to a whole bunch of channels because I wasn't getting notifications every time freaking Kicking Geese went live. So I thought if I took out a bunch of channels that I wasn't interacting with a lot, YouTube would maybe figure it out and start sending me notifications for the channels I actually wanted notifications for.
Spoilers, they did not. But that was one of the ways I was trying to solve that issue. Didn't work. But the point being is I haven't been subscribed to Hecticana for, I want to say, around a month at this point. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with Hecticana. I don't really have a strong opinion. Jawbone, on the other hand, apparently I was still subscribed to Jawbone. I probably am going to stay subscribed to Jawbone. I hope that doesn't, like, make anybody hate me. But the thing is, Jawbone's statement about the whole thing, Jawbone basically said, I'm a Welsh dickhead. And he is. And I mean, Jawbone kind of pointed out, you know, Jordy says he's a dickhead. Well, I don't know if Jordy actually says he's a dickhead, but Jordy basically says, you know, my content is what it is. And if you don't like it, you know, it is what it is. And Jawbone's basically got the same take on his content. It's just brain rot. You know, he gets on to make brain rot jokes about farts and fupas and, you know, lowbrow entertainment about Girl World. And I mean, it is what it is. And also in the conversations that were occurring in the Discord comments, I don't really feel like Jawbone was saying anything particularly inflammatory, but that's my personal take on it. So, I mean, if you guys hate me because of that, I'm sorry, but I just don't feel like Jawbone was really saying anything terrible. So, I know some of you don't like Jawbone anymore. I know some of you didn't like Jawbone to begin with, so that is what it is. But I could tell who was in the club by how they responded to my comments. Oh, sorry. Kicking Geese has amazing curly hair. Yes. Who is Michael B. Petty? Socrates didn't say that. Boy, I know when you started watching Girl World. Michael B. Petty is like one of the OGs of the reactor world. But Michael B. Petty also like dipped. How many years ago now? A long time ago now. I think Michael B. Petty got he got his degree in nursing or something like that and got a real world job and basically was like, I'm out. But Michael B. Petty was like an OG reactor. Yeah, Kicking Geese, Michael B. Petty, Zachery, Alex is shook. I feel like there's somebody else. Not Jordy, not Pulpy, not Charlie. They're like the second wave. But anyway. Yeah, most people are indifferent to Jawbone. I don't really think. But some people did ask. So I'm just letting you guys know. Anyway, back to this. Did she spray Pam on the food? Yes.
So if you don't know, Charlie Gold somehow came into the possession of some receipts from a Discord that Rachel and some other Girl World content creators maybe were a part of. I think the only name that I really recognized was Hecticana, to be honest. Well, there was also a not creator. There was also somebody named Dell on Earth, and I only recognized their name because I remember they used to comment on my videos when I would be talking about like Amber Lynn reaching out to me in the DMs, and they would always say things like, "Oh, like this isn't this isn't what you think it is. Like this is not the serve you think it is," or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So I thought it was interesting that she was in these Discord DMs, like where she knows that like literally Rachel is out here paying people for tea and receipts, and I'm just trying to not talk to Amber Lynn in my DMs, but she wouldn't fucking stop. But anyways, besides the point, I'm not really on Twitter these days in the same ways that I used to be. Like I have a Twitter account still. If I do log onto it, I have to like literally sit down at my computer and go to the website by choice. I took it off of my phone and things like that. So Charlie knows that, and
I did start a Twitter account, but that's how I run mine too. I have to log into it from the computer. It's not on my phone. So you can connect with me on Twitter. Feel free. I do try to check it at least once a day, but it's not on my phone, and it's not like high priority for me, but I do try to check it, and I am trying to like use it for social media stuff. So just FYI, if you see me on Twitter, that's because I am there.
Has my personal phone number and texted me. I
Hey,
was
Lady
like,
Kimono.
oh, I got all of these receipts, these Discord screenshots. And she sent me one. She sent me one just by itself. And I was like, Charlie, if I flirt with you, if I just flirt a little bit with you, like, girl, you're a solid 6'8", girl. Yes, mama. Yeah, you're beauty, you are grace, and you are so fucking tall. I said, would you give me some receipts? And she did. She sent me a good chunk, I think, of what she has. For the record, I'm just gonna let her talk about whatever receipts she wants to. I'm mostly gonna stick to like what's publicly out there as it is. And the little joke about me flirting with Charlie is important because that's what Rachel did. She admitted in her Discord that she flirted with Tommy to try to get some receipts. So this particular screenshot is the first one that Charlie sent me by itself. And you can see Rachel saying she sent me a video of her smoking. Somebody says that's weird. Another person says, ooh, that feels like her dipping her toe into video calling. And then Rachel says, I flirted a little, not gonna lie, I wanted the tea. So again, I wanna say just as a reminder that when Rachel said that she took on the feedback that people gave her about that mysterious A person being manipulative towards Tommy to get info, she took that on, but she took that information, she was like, you know what, people are probably just upset that I let somebody else do it, so I'll just do it myself this time. And I don't really think I've touched on this yet in the video, but Rachel did post a follow-up about all of these receipts, all of these.
We're not going to go over Rachel's video again just because I've already done that once and it bothered me. Common Sense says that is my issue, flirting / manipulating a known victim to get what she wanted from it. Here's the thing. I don't like Emily. But I think it was Ellie who pointed this out. You can be a perpetrator and a victim. And the fact that Rachel identified Emily as a victim and then went on to do all of this is icky, to use to use Rachel's own words, is icky. It's not good behavior, because Rachel identified Emily as a victim and then went, I'm gonna use that. You know, it's not funny. Just catching up from the start of the stream. Hey, Catherine Smith, good to have you. I like Zachery. I think he's funny. Or I'm sorry, I think they're funny. Yeah, skeevy. I mean, skeevy's the good word. It's more than bad taste, carbs. Or brioche. Skeletor. See, I remember these things. Well, yeah, Lady Kimono. I never liked that Rachel referred to Emily's DV story as tea. I don't like the term tea in general. I don't like what the term tea has turned into, I guess is where I'm going with that. Yeah, I also don't understand. I don't understand why Emily keeps telling people shit. Unless Emily... I don't understand why Emily keeps telling people shit. Let me put it that way. Zach is a hoot. Zach is a hoot. I know you're brioche, but you... One time I said you only get one name, and I think you were like, I want to be Skeletor. And I was like, all right. I have it written down somewhere, too. Wait, okay. Are some of you getting not at names? How do I change that? Leaf water. Yes, BJ Puck. Yes. Good to see you, by the way. I know tea is gossip. I just don't like... everything's like... Everything's tea these days. Like... Maybe... I mean, I'm old. Don't get me wrong. I'm only like... And I'm old school when I say that. Gossip's not a good thing. I say as a reaction channel. Don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware of this. But that's kind of the thing, like... I don't know. I think their names align.
Yeah, Emily has greatly benefited from this, even though Emily's like, no, I haven't. All right, we are going to go into Rachel's video a little bit. I will eventually sit down and watch this whole thing. All right, when Zach gets that look on their face.
I'll just wipe my tears with banknotes. She spends a lot of time in her response video making sure people know that it's not about Beck, and I don't care if it was about Beck or not. Like sitting here and saying that people's concerns, legitimate concerns over you doing this weird shit, will be taken care of by wiping your tears with your banknotes. That's wild. That's wild and cocky, and really clearly shows what the real purpose behind all of this was, which was to make money. And on that note, I do want to say throughout the video, she mentions multiple times that she's trying to make money, just like all creators who are in this space are trying to do. I don't disagree with that, right? Like, I have made lots of money from posting videos on YouTube. I have a life that I never dreamed of because of my YouTube channel. I'm forever very grateful for everything that YouTube has afforded me, for everything that making content about Amberlynn has afforded me. I get it. I 100% understand that, you know, we're not all just here doing this for fun. Like, this is also my full-time job. But I do think that's a tough line that people who make content like us have to toe. Like, we
Agreed. Liz, something has firm control over Amber. Do I think Amber was terrible to her? Yes. Do I think Emily is much smarter than people think, or just very good at plotting? Also, yes. I don't think Emily isn't smart. I think Emily's brilliant. I think, yeah, no, I agree with you. It gives Regina George. Why do I know that name? Anyway.
have to figure out what the appropriate balance is and where our own personal morals and ethics lie when it comes to doing this. I think that's why people struggle with me when they say they feel like I stand on a moral high ground and things like that. It's because I have personal values and feelings about doing content like this that I'm not willing to cross, or that I don't want to cross. And sometimes that doesn't align with what other people on the internet think I should do. And at a minimum, I think all creators in this corner of the internet, or really even sometimes creators who just make content that's like commentary on drama and gossip and things like that, I think a lot of us do face criticism for making money off of this type of content, off of talking about people. There isn't really a value seen in gossiping about people on the internet. So I think there are plenty of people who even have an issue with us making money just for those purposes alone. And for me, that's why it's always been important to see this distinction of like these people as people and these people as people who are doing things on the internet in the form of like reality TV. I give my thoughts on what we all watch together collectively. I don't touch the poop. And we all keep it moving. And
all right.
To that extent, I do understand why there's been criticism in the past when Amberlynn's been in my DMs. I think I really struggled with how to deal with that for a long time, and I tried my best to be as transparent as possible every time she snuck into my DMs to try to say something to me.
I haven't had to deal with Amber being in my DMs, but I did have to deal with not Rachel. I did have to deal. No, okay. Rachel and I have DM'd with each other, but this was long before any of this shit happened. But I had to deal with this with Rosie, and I didn't really know how to deal with it with Rosie. So I sympathize with him. Or I'm sorry, I sympathize with Zach here, because I did have to deal with Rosie like this. Not to the extent that Zach had to deal with Rosie. But I did have to deal with Rosie, and I didn't know how to deal with it, right? So there is that. And I guess I should actually, mention that Rachel and I have DM'd, but again, this was way long time ago. 5-ish months ago, I guess. Because, Rachel, I followed Rachel on Instagram. Rachel and I chit-chatted on Instagram. Rachel and I have done collaborative videos together. Collaborative videos on YouTube. I mean, I don't think I really have to back it up. You guys know I was supportive of Rachel. So, there you go. I guess I should be a little bit more upfront about that one.
me. So I get it. There's varying degrees of what people think is acceptable versus not acceptable when it comes to all kinds of things about the content and girl world. But when you're out here claiming that you're sharing stories about domestic violence to help Amberlynn's other victims, but you're also secretly paying people for tea and flirting with death feeders to make money, there's definitely been a line that's been crossed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that. I am in so many parasocial relationships. You would be shocked. And some of them aren't even real people. Are you familiar with Goddard's Law? Probably, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But now I'm going to go look it up. I feel like I should know that. Good hearts. Oh, there it is. When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. Especially the core idea adage in 19... Come on, Wikipedia. Educate me. Name of the British economist, thank you, Charles Goodhart, who is credited with any observed statistical regularity will tend to collapse once pressure is placed upon it for controlled purposes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we call it that in anthropology, but basically observing something will cause it to change, I think is basically what this is saying. Later writers generalized Goodhart's point about monetary policy into a more general adage about measures and targets in accounting and evaluation systems in a book chapter. We're not going to go all the way into this. It's not. I don't think you actually meant for me to look it up. Trying to argue that a good thing for Beck was vile to me as someone who has lost multiple family members to cancer. Trying to argue it was a good thing for Beck. It's vile to me as someone who... Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. I peeped her from your rec. I didn't like her, but we're all different. Yeah, no. I mean, if I recommend somebody... If I say I like somebody or I enjoyed someone's content and you guys go and check them out and you don't like it, I don't feel obligated. And don't ever think just because I'm like recommending somebody, you all have to like run over there immediately and go subscribe. Allie. Oh, now we're all Allie's best friends. God damn it. But I do think Emily always intended to expose Amber from the... Yeah, I do too, Vinny DePoo. I really do. I honestly feel like anybody who is dating Amber anymore, honestly, I just immediately assume that's what's going on, that they're just waiting to break up with her so that they can expose her. It's basically when the means or measures, the indicator becomes the goal, the ends, the system no longer works. Gotcha. I'm English too. Apologies. I thought you were saying something was going to come out because he's British. Enjoying content does not mean a moral recommendation of the creator. Yeah, I mean, I can laugh at something that I don't like, or somebody can make a joke and I don't like them, and I can still think that the damn joke's funny, and then be like, yeah, but I still don't like you. Your joke might be funny, but I still don't like you. Yay, we're all invited to Allie's birthday party. So for Rachel, the views, which equals money, supplanted the original goal, holding ALR accountable. Right. What maybe Cluster B said. Yes. I mean, like Zach was saying earlier about the money thing, and Jawbone kind of hits on it too in their statement on their channel, which I'm not going to go read because I read it in the video that I need to go edit here in a second. I know people are like,
oh my God, Rachel ruined their career for 3K. That's a lot of money, guys. In one push. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, $3,000 isn't really going to do much, but if somebody walked up to you and just handed you $3,000, that you could probably do a lot with 3K. I mean, that's going to pay off a bill. That's going to be a down payment on something. I mean, 3K could get you somewhere. It's not going to pay off my student loans. Nothing's going to pay off my student loans. I'll die with those fucking things. But, you know, it could go pretty far. And that's kind of what Zach was pointing out. Like, the money that Zach has made from YouTube has afforded Zach a pretty decent life. I'm monetized. I get a fairly decent, for me, I don't make Zach money, but I make enough to contribute to my household, you know? So I enjoy the money. I still work on the side, you know? This isn't like, you know, making it rain or anything like that, but it's enough to make it worthwhile, if that makes sense. But Rachel's talking about a singular video that brought in 6K. One fucking video. That 3K is half the payment. That's the other part. That 3K is half of what that video made. That fucking video brought her in 6K in one fucking hit. That's a lot of money. So, yeah. I can see how that kind of got in the way. That was a very successful video. So, hey, Mad Mads, welcome to the undergrads. Mwahahaha. Anyone who's taking that many screenshots is sus. I don't understand people who do that. Well, there's that. I would, even if I had a video that did that well, Allie, I would never be on here and be like, oh my God, you guys, I just had a video that did 6K. I wouldn't do that. I'm from the Midwest. We don't talk about money. I mean, we just don't do that. Money exists, and that's it. That's all you get to know about. I wonder if Rachel cocked up because she lacks experience. The money turned her head. Maybe one windfall isn't worth giving up consistent payment. Idiot witch. Yeah. It very much is killing the goose to get the golden egg. I don't think I said that one exactly right, but you guys do kind of get what I'm going at. Rachel could have had a channel that would have potentially gotten her here. Like, she had 65K subscribers. Her channel was doing very well. That video that she premiered had a 198K views at the premiere. That's why that video did so well. Okay? She could have coasted on that. She could have had the golden goose. That thing could have kept shitting out eggs for her. Right? But yeah, it's kind of like she killed the goose to get the egg. And you got the egg. Cool. But now your channel's taken an 11K hit in 4 days. Your credibility's shot. The videos that you have been putting out, they're doing okay. They're still getting good views, but I mean, you know, larger creators are making critical videos about you. I'm not including myself there. I am not a larger creator, but Charlie's made a blockbuster about you. Zachery's making a critical video about you. Omegon made a video. People who I would not want making videos about me are making videos about you. I've had that list. I've told you guys about that list. So, you know, and I know I'm missing chats, and I'm very sorry. I'm not trying to do that. But Rachel tried to say it wasn't all about the DV story, and then turned around and said, of course she does. It's for the money. Yeah. I liked Rachel for a time, but all this really icked me out. Yeah. Something that is dubious at best is a choice to make. It feels great. All right, I'm going to skip forward. I'm sorry. This may be bad on my side, but I don't watch girls directly, specifically not to interact with the shit. And when I watched Rachel and she said that she promised one of the bad actors money. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Emily plays the long game. Got Snowflake's videos taken down and got Rachel canceled. Larger and smaller creators have been suggested multiple smaller channels and they're getting views because of her hubris. Yeah, and there's that too. Charlie's already putting another video together. I'm really enjoying Charlie's videos. Yeah, Megan's got something out. Because all right. Either I'm having a fever dream or Megan had something out. Yes. Megan has a video out. I think it's not actually about Rachel. It's about Amber, but in it, he snarks on Rachel. So he probably has a video on Rachel either ready to go or he's going to make one. Because he doesn't typically do that unless he's going to put a video out. Oh my God, her clarification video is terrible. It's the brainworms. Stop. Don't have worms. God. I've been tested. Jeez. Charlie collects screenshots and videos, actual evidence of bad behavior. Well, Charlie got sent a bunch of stuff. So, all right.
And that is what's kind of wild about the girl world corner of the internet to me, is that to me, that seems so clear when it comes to my personal values of like a line that's been overstepped. And yet I'm sure there are people out there who are even going to comment on this video and say that they don't feel like any lines have been crossed. There's also going to be people that say things like, well, you're in a community that just makes fun of fat, obese women. How do you have a moral high ground to stand on? Like, it's wild, right? Like, it's insane, the spectrum of takes on this one thing that to me personally feels so clear. Like, Rachel's absolutely in the wrong for every single part of this, every single decision she made in terms of interacting with Tommy. And for me, that's been a really challenging part of covering Amberlynn on the internet, and at least one part of the many reasons why I haven't covered Amberlynn in a long time. And it's because I'm not trying to appeal to an audience that wants me to cross that line, but it certainly feels like that's a direction that Girl World has been going over time. And while I don't think most people in the community are like this, I think there's a very loud minority who are asking for stuff like this to happen. A large part of the reason I wanted to cover this is because I get asked all the time why I stopped covering Amberlynn. And like I said,
because you needed to, and I totally agree with Zach's decision to stop covering Amber. Amber was becoming fucking insufferable with what she was doing and saying about and to Zach, and it was beyond inappropriate. And honest to God, Zach stopped covering Amber was probably one of the best things, because around about the time Zach stopped covering Amber is when shit really started falling apart for Amber, if anybody really noticed. Because I was always wondering what would happen if Zach stopped covering Amber. Well, shit fell apart. That's what happened. But that's just my observation.
There's so many reasons for that, and largely I've made a number of videos that the reason was because of my mental health, which is absolutely the case. I was not doing well. I've been doing a lot better with therapy. I started Prozac. There's a lot of things going on that help me work and function much better as a person. But a large part that's maybe taken me a little bit longer to figure out how to articulate, to be quite honest, is just that it's hard. It's hard to want to stay in an environment where people want this kind of content, which, like, to be fair, I think a lot of people are frustrated with Rachel. I think a lot of people aren't okay with Rachel doing all of this, but it's something that feels like it's been bubbling up and getting bigger and bigger and bigger over the time. It's not just Rachel. I've talked at length in the past about how weird it is that French Fry Girl involves herself in Chantal's personal life, befriends her real life best friend, goes to a dispensary that she thinks that Chantal...
Yeah. So, all right, I want to pause here and jump over to Charlie and skip through Charlie's a little.
But I was watching Honey Bison this morning because I do want to make a video about Anna. And I didn't realize that people were going real life with Anna also, and Anna's gym. And like, I guess Honey Bison does keep track of that. And I wasn't aware, but I am now. I don't get this shit. I don't get going real life, right? I know when Tammy was threatening to sue Amber and take Amber to court, and, you know, before Hecticana, Hecticana was saying since he lives so close, he was offering to go sit in the court and watch the court case. And I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I guess maybe that wasn't a good idea. Maybe that was going IRL a little too much. But that court case would have been open to the public anyway. But, you know, the more I think about it, maybe it's not that good of a deal. But I do think going IRL with any of the girls is just, it's not good. It really is weird. And it really is not something we should be doing at all. Like, just period. I know the girls are awful. I mean, Anna not so much, but in my opinion. But I know Chantel and Amber and Rosie can be really annoying. I know these girls are awful, but that's not an excuse to go real life with them. Because it's just wrong. I'm sorry. It's weird and it's wrong and you shouldn't do it. So there's your PSA from me. I mean, I get that everybody I get that people try to rationalize why they do it. And wasn't FFG the one that went and got the cat too? I mean, I'm glad BBJ got rescued. Don't get me wrong, but it's still, hey, Azu, it's still a little too much. I'm glad the cat got rescued. Don't get me wrong. I really am glad the cat got rescued, but yeah, never cross the streams, never go real life. You don't think it's Girl World with Anna, it's the women's weight training. I know that some of the things with the gym, I know some of them are actually people that do go to the gym, but Honey Bison was saying that there's some of the reviews that are being left at the gym have been proven to not be authentic. So there are people who are basically trying to like review bomb the gym just because Anna's there. And first off, that's a really shitty thing to do to a business in general because of Anna. I mean, kindly, fuck you. It's not the gym's fault that Anna decided to go there. And even if it is, that's still a dick move, you know? I'm sorry, I just feel that way. If you want to make videos criticizing the gym or criticizing the trainer, that's one thing, but like attacking them like that at their source of income, I feel like that's a bit too much. But, you know. Yeah, Jennifer, like I said, like I'm glad the cat got rescued. I really am, so I'm torn on that one. But yeah, well, I keep my mouth shut about that one. I am unfortunately a little too close to people for that one. All right. I watched Charlie's video yesterday, and there's not a lot of Charlie inserted in this video.
basically, this is, if you haven't watched it, again, this one's only 15 hours old, so I don't want to, and we don't have a lot of time for it anyway, honestly. I really did want this to just kind of be a quickie. But this is a really well put together, edited video. Charlie's videos are really great. I hired an editor. I think Charlie edits her videos. So props. But
to know that this is true, because in the past, Amber has been accused of this before by Casey. And if this is true, it gives a lot more credibility.
Okay, this was from, we're on Charlie's video now, and I really am just kind of jumping around. But this is from Charlie's video yesterday. All right, this is the link to Charlie's video, if you guys want to go look at that. And this is Zach's video that I'm putting in right now. Hey, Stevie. Yeah. So there's the two links to the two videos that we're looking at. But this is the video. This is clips from the video that was the first video. This is the video with A in it. You're here for the tangents and the distractions. Well, stick around. I'm getting it out of my system now. So
it's only gotten worse. Why? Because I was sent a lot of screenshots from her Discord that shows a very different side to Rachel than presented on her platform. And I decided to start posting them. Will I be posting every single screenshot and screen recording that was sent to me? No. Rachel is a liar and a manipulator. One of my favorite hobbies is watching liars tell their lies or deflect in real time while knowing I have the receipts to debunk it. So I follow up and do just that. Rachel is no exception. I will have a section in this video where I dump a lot of the Discord leaks for any viewers who are simply looking to take screenshots and form their own opinions.
nothing happened with Charlie
Timestamps
Golden.
for those will be provided in the description. In the meantime, we have Amberlynn Reed. Of course, you caught wind and viewers knew there was a chance the smugness would be insufferable. Well, when an ego and money-driven reactor makes some stupid choices, this is what we might get.
Oh no, I'm sorry you're sick with pneumonia, Stevie. Ugh.
And just so there's no confusion, everyone involved is an issue.
Charlie, everyone involved is a problem.
Amberlynn Reed is still trash and an abuser. Emily is still trash and an abuser. Rachel is a lame who found some popularity and was willing to flirt and pay an abuser for views and a big AdSense check. It's simple.
Yeah, Mary Aminx? Oh, that's cute. Let me wipe my face real fast. Cat hair. Charlie ran into some issues a while ago with her channel. And it was a while ago. You guys know how I keep saying, like, channels can evolve, creators can redeem themselves, and they can come back stronger and they can come back better. This is why I keep saying that. Okay? I don't remember what video it was I was watching of Charlie's, but Charlie actually, like, talked about it a little bit. She didn't go into, like, huge depth about it, but she actually talked about it. And talked about, you know, how she'd learned from that and what she had. I think it was a Rosie video that she was doing. But Charlie talked about it, and she talked about how she'd gone to therapy. She had worked on it. She was still working on it. So, you know, she knew where she'd screwed up and why she had screwed up. And I thought it was really brave of her to do that. And, you know, she comes back with these kind of videos. These are good videos. And Charlie, when I have watched her lives, she can still drag people, don't get me wrong. But she's not nearly as mean. And she's more like the Charlie that I started watching way back in the day. And the reason why I was watching her way back in the day, she's back to that Charlie. So, yeah, I like this. So, but again,
That was a long time ago. I mean, as far as Girl World's concerned, that was a long time ago. That was like years ago now. So I don't even remember exactly what all it was because I wasn't even here for all of it. I know there was something to do with her challenging Amber to a weight loss thing, and then there was something to do with Gigi, who I do not follow anymore, ever again. And I don't even know all the shit that's going down with that either. Go to a different gossip channel for that one. But Badoosh. Yeah, it's probably before a lot of y'all in Girl World. And it has nothing to do with any of the actual girls. That was all like Girl World adjacent. So. And anyway.
What's the Rachel stuff? Oh my God. I never expected lesbian drama.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Gigi over here. I will admit that I used to follow Gigi. I actually used to watch Gigi. I thought I liked Gigi. Gigi's over there with Shani now. Gigi can stay over there.
I mean, I always expect lesbian drama. It's very common, but I never expected it with a reaction channel.
Is lesbian drama that common? I feel like relationship drama, period, is common. I don't think it's like necessarily a lesbian thing. I think Amber wants it to be a lesbian thing because then Amber can blame her drama on the fact that she's a lesbian. And it's just another way for Amber to have an excuse. I don't think it's because she's a lesbian. I think it's because Amber's maladjusted and doesn't know how to have an adult relationship. Because I know lesbians and they're nothing like this. Matter of fact, most of the lesbians I know have like fairly stable relationships and have had for rather long time. So I don't really think it has anything to do with lesbianism.
It's giving obsessed.
Yeah, thank you.
Even crying. No. I have not been. I have not. Mandy, it's giving that. It's giving that. But
Porcelain Requiem. Yeah, you
I don't
too.
know. Like, you can't expect to touch the poo and not get like poo on your
Hug
hand.
on my heart.
Like,
I love that name.
According to Rachel's own words, many creators would do worse things than what she's done for the amount of money she's made. Rachel,
Helen loves those
I've
girls.
always thought Charlie Gold is a twat.
Don't worry about it if you don't know who Gigi is.
Also, Emily would probably have never told anyone. She might have, but the stuff I know about her and the voice notes, etc. I have from her, she would have been very, very stupid to have told anyone about this. So she probably would never have. People are also forgetting I could have just paid her and it would also probably never have gotten out. People are also forgetting I could have just paid her and it would also probably never have gotten out. Rachel. Also, and I know this is petty, but I make videos to make money, and none of these creators do it for any other reason, I'm sure.
All right, I know we just had the money discussion, but you're talking about the smaller channels, right? Those channels aren't monetized. If any of these channels you watch are under 100K, they're not monetized. So they are doing this not for money. All right. And some of those channels that are at 100K, they may not have those 4,000 watch hours yet, which means they're not monetized. So they are making videos for nothing. They're just literally making videos because they want to. All right. I started my channel that way. Rachel started her channel that way. Everybody on this platform started their channel unmonetized. And I'm not going to say that those smaller channels, once they're offered the opportunity to be monetized, that they're not going to take it. And I won't blame them when they do, because that'd be stupid not to, right? YouTube's making money off of those channels, whether they're monetized or not, right? So as soon as you can be monetized, you should take it, because YouTube's making money off of you, period. You get your bag, you take your cut, because that's just how this game's played. But assuming that people wouldn't do this if they wouldn't get paid is a huge fallacy, because there's lots of channels on here. Heck, Takana was one of them. Jawbones was one of them. all of these channels, these 3 channels in here, they all started off not getting paid. You never start off as a paid channel. You just don't. All right? You know? Anyway. Oh, hey, zombie. 100K? No, I don't. Did I say 100K? I didn't mean that. 1K? I'm bad with numbers. The point being, if you're under if you're under 1,000, not 100,000, if you're under 1,000 subscribers, I'm going back over what I said. If you're under 1,000 subscribers, you're not getting monetized. You're not monetized yet. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I can't remember when I was allowed to have memberships. I feel like it was around 500, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. I know I was allowed to have memberships before I was actually monetized, but I don't remember where that was. But if you go look in the TOS, it'll tell you. And you can look at the TOS without having a channel. So, sorry about that. I know, I'm misinforming you all. Yeah, there we go, Prez Hens. 500 subs and you can create memberships. So, I mean, I guess theoretically you can be monetized at 500, but to get AdSense, you have to have 1,000 subscriptions and 4,000 watch hours. And you can have 1,000 subscribers and not have 4,000 watch hours because it has to be 4,000 in a month. So, anyway, this is a math channel. This is not a math channel. Nope. Nope. TikTok is 10K. Are you sure? I've just proven I don't do numbers. I can't stand heck. Yeah. All right. Let's just. Unfortunately, I need to get off. I need to go edit my video, and I want to record an Anna video. It's the Shrek shirt. I think these are all clips from the videos. No, that's not. But these 10, 10, 12, 5.
This woman is showing proof while we were in a fucking relationship while she was licking my vagina. Okay?
I didn't need that. Anyway. I didn't need that. So, here you are. I'll leave you with that. Hey, don't say I never gave you anything. But this is one of the deleted lives. One of Amber's deleted lives. Hector kind of lost me when he went off about the DoorDash situation. Yeah, that was a bad take. That wasn't going to end well. That was probably not something he should have addressed. That was just a topic that should not have been addressed. It just should have went, nope, that's not going to end well, and just left it. Sometimes you see a topic, it doesn't really matter what your opinion on it is. You should just be like, nope. It not going to do it. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a pizza down in the comment section because that's what I had for lunch. And yeah, sorry to leave you with that. But thank you guys for joining me for this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if the Quickie worked for you guys. Was the Quickie good for you? And if it was, I'll try to do more of these in the future. I am going to try to keep them under an hour and a half. This one ran a little long, but I got distracted. Not by that, though. That I could have lived without that one. I am very sorry for that. Should have had the closed captions on. I would have caught that. But I did. I ate that, 2 days ago? But, yeah. Anyhow. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see everybody in the next one.
And I'll try to do another live, I think. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, isn't it? All right, I'll try to see everybody tomorrow then. And yeah, see everybody later. Aw, I was going to try to play you guys some music, but I don't have it set up. Sorry. All right, well, just stare at that then. Bye.